Well, hello. 19 people, what are you all doing here? What are you doing here? Oh, actually, hold on. I was gonna put a tweet out and tell people that I was streaming. 1 second. 1 second, let me just do that. Because as you know, chat, Twitter's very important. Twitter's a very important platform that we must all take a lot of attention and care about. Alright, that's done. Let me get. I had my whole screen set up and everything. Okay, I think we're back. We're back. Well, how's it going? How is it going? I see you're all doing well. I've just got a coffee here, so I'll drink some of that. Somehow managed to burn my tongue yesterday. I don't know how. I think it was on some soup. I don't know why you'd be interested in hearing about that, but I think it was on some soup. I think. So yeah, alright, let's do some of this. This is what I did last stream. Just putting that first tone of shading on. So I guess we'll just continue doing that. Twitter is worse than Facebook, you're right. Thanks to everyone who joined me and Mackie last time on our VR chat adventures. It was quite fun. Sorry for those who tried to join but couldn't get in. I think maybe it was the size of the world. I'm not sure. But we'll figure it out. Indeed. Indeed they are. But yeah, it's, what time is it here? It's 7:30 here. It's just starting to get a little bit darker. So I figured, let's do some shading. See what's going on. Nah, that's alright. Your English was fine. I heard you talk a few times. Your English was fine. But yeah, it was good fun. We hung out. We flew some planes in VR. I mean, I wasn't in VR. You can tell I haven't talked much today. I wasn't in VR. I was on my desktop because I'm a peasant who can't afford VR. But yeah, we flew some planes in VR, which was fun. What's the trick to drawing the texture of stuff like glass eye visors, fighter plane cockpits in the 80s aesthetic? I think the trick is, hold on a sec, let me open up my reference folder. Let me open up the reference folder. My machine has a lot of stuff open, so it's been quite slow today. Cockpits and whatnot. I mean, just make vague shapes, make vague shapes, and then make and fill them in a dark color, and then make more vague shapes as though you're drawing a highlight on some plastic, and fill it in with a light color, and there you go. There's your glass cockpit. Just, yeah, lots of, and I mean, obviously, if you want to be fancy and airbrush it, you can do. But yeah, just this kind of thing. Do we have any more? I mean, for visors, you can just go as crazy as you like. Just lots of white highlights. Well, they don't have to be white, but you know. Whatever. If you're using a green color, do a really bright green. Just highlight everything. And I mean, if you've got $1 million, just stick a load of detail on everything, like they used to do in the Golden Age. Look at the amount of detail on that. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I need to replace a lot of these. I took a lot of these screen caps years ago, and that was the biggest file size. Like I could get 1080p now. Anyway, let's get back to work. Yeah, that was from Dragon R opening. Of course. No other projects in the works. No. This project Monday is taking up so much of my time that I just don't have time to do anything else. I don't have any spare time. How's the how the sound settings? Are they okay? '21 summer anime. I mean, I'm watching Tokyo Revengers at the moment, but it's a little bit. It's a little bit low budget. It doesn't have a huge amount of money behind it by the look of it. And I'm on episode 11 now. So each episode is what, 23 minutes long total. So, minute and a half of that for the opening, minute and a half for the ending. I can't do maths, but we're down to about 20 minutes already. And then at the start of every episode, you've got a 3-minute recap of what happened last episode. So now we're down to about 15 minutes. So you've got about 15 minutes of footage in each episode. That's a little bit cheap. And a lot of those 15 minutes is just the main character talking to himself in his head, like reminding us of what he's doing, even though we know what he's doing because nothing's really changed since the last episode. And yeah, I still keep watching it, so I don't know. So I just don't know. I mean, something's grabbing me about it. Hello! Yes, all is well. I hope all's well with you as well. Yeah, let's see how much we can get done. Wow, a lot of activity here going on. Thank you for subscribing there. It's usually rather quiet when I'm streaming. The whole alerts, but you know, we're getting a few of them today. Has chat frozen? Somebody say something in chat. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Something. That's pretty good. Yeah, it is a comparatively early stream today. If given the choice, would you rather have an entire animation team working for you, but you would not be allowed to do any of the animation yourself? Nah, I have to do the stuff myself. I have to. Just wouldn't feel right otherwise. Otherwise? That's not even a word. I see, that actually works. Unsubscribing and resubscribing. I hope you remembered to ring the bell icon and to go to what is it? One of the many exciting sponsors that YouTubers use. I was going to say Raid Shadow Legends, but I want it to be a little bit more original. The Ridge Wallet, yeah, go to Ridge Wallet and put in code OtaKing7 to get nothing off your purchase. NordVPN. There we go again. Other words is another word. Yeah, it's definitely working for some people. Look, I feel so popular. One minute animated video, how long would it take? Oof, I've been trying to figure that out recently. Mackie's been crunching the numbers, producer Mackie. So if Mackie appears later on, maybe she can give us some solid numbers. But it's quite a while. It's quite a while. Yeah, it takes a while just to do 1 minute. Ooh, autosave. Lucky I wasn't working on anything secret in the background here. No, I generally, any 3D elements, I'll do those first. So like this one here, which I've been working on. Alright, just turn that off, turn that on. So here's a shot of this miner just starting to float up into the air, but yeah, I still need to paint the background and everything. But there are 2D elements on top of it, but I can't show you because they're spoilers. Storyboard, I don't tend to storyboard, but I need to start storyboarding. I need to get professional and start storyboarding. This whole thing was basically animatic. No, it wasn't really a storyboard. So yeah, we got a couple of reaction shots here for later on. So that's one animation, and then this is another animation here. So like half a second each. But you know, easier to do them on the same thing since they're both on the same background, and it's only what, like 22 frames. Yeah, it totally depends on the style of animation. Oh. Okay, there we go. How far along now? Yeah, definitely getting there. About 80%. Almost all of it is inked. So then I've just got to color everything. It's just a shame. A project like this, we could normally drum up quite a bit of interest just by showing everything, but unfortunately there's a lot of spoilery parts in this that I can't show everyone, so for various reasons. So it's the first project I've done on Patreon where there are bits that I can't really show. So I do a shitload of work each week, I just can't show it all. Which is interesting and also kind of a shame. So I'm in an interesting position in that the Patreon numbers have been taking quite a bit of a hit. Because, I mean, obviously you have to update each week, and so I do update each week, but it's like, ah shit, this is a really interesting scene which people would like to see, but I can't show it until after the film's out, kind of thing. So I have to show less interesting things instead. Oh, thank you. It looks better in my latest stuff. This isn't on ones. This is 18 frames per second, so I guess you'd say about 1.5 maybe. Oh, yeah. Oh wow, thank you. Thanks Liz for 15 bucks. I'll go right into the sandwich fund. Yeah, I use reference for everything. Absolutely everything. I'm always extremely jealous of these artists, and you just see them like pull out a blank canvas and just start drawing. Like I have to use reference for everything. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll definitely do a trailer for it, yeah. We'll definitely put up a trailer first. And then I'll do like a premiere for patrons only. And then the final thing will just come out on YouTube like a while after that. Can you bring a video of 2D animation into 3D software? Yeah, you can. Yeah. You can. It's quite useful for reference sometimes. My daughter wants to get into animation. I keep telling her to watch your streams to get a feel of your workflow and techniques. She won't listen. That's fair enough. I mean, sitting watching a 3-hour stream of someone just put grey lines onto a grey background isn't everyone's cup of tea. No, these streams are free. I won't sell these. For the film though, we are going to do a thing where, so there's just the film on YouTube. I think like $10 tier patrons get a digital copy of it with a commentary track, with the soundtrack maybe. Art book as well. We're putting out a digital art book with it, with all the designs and behind the scenes stuff. No, that's right, not a digital art book, because it's going to be like a physically printed art book, something classy you can put on your coffee table. Indeed, yeah. It's if you've never done animation, or if you've never done anything, like if anything really, if you haven't done 3D modeling before, if you haven't done animation, it's one of those things where a lot of the time is just prep. It's just opening up the program and watching about 500 YouTube tutorials until you figure out how to use the thing. I taught myself 3D stuff. I mean, I'm not really a 3D modeler, but what I know I taught myself from just watching tutorials and things. But you know, my skills are such that I can do what I need to do with it. I can do my 3D ships and render them out as lines and whatnot. Maybe we'll put it on VHS, yeah. Indeed, yeah. Just put all the streams on 10 times speed. No, I wouldn't. That's the thing, like, animating for yourself, you don't mind when you're crunching because you're crunching for yourself, but imagine living in Japan and just like working on some moe show that you're not even remotely interested in, and you have to sleep under your desk to get it finished. Terrible wages. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I mean, my wages are minimum wage. Patreon doesn't bring in a huge amount, but it's minimum wage, so I'm earning the same as someone working at McDonald's, which isn't great when you're in your 40s. You know, most people have got a house and a family and stuff by now, and a mortgage and whatnot. But it's minimum wage, but I get to work from home. I mean, I guess everyone gets to work from home right now, though, don't they? But yeah, I get to work from home and sleep when I want and wake up when I want. So, you know, it's kind of living the life, actually. Yes, TVPaint is what I'm using. Yeah, no, I use Photoshop, I think it's CS2, it's an old one, because they're on that stupid subscription model now, aren't they? I use Photoshop for my backgrounds, and TVPaint for my 2D animation. I mean, I would like to rough up the footage of this film a little bit with like a VHS filter, just like a tiny bit though, maybe. I'd definitely like to simulate some dust and scratches on cells. But I'd have to learn how to do that, since I don't actually know. Yeah, oh, it's a nice program. Yeah, it's very useful. It's definitely my favorite animation software. You're Trinitron wide. Yeah, we still need that Nescafe sponsorship. I just realised the VR arcade I made for VR chat doesn't have a coffee machine in it. That's kind of a shame. That's kind of blasphemy. I should have a coffee machine in there. Is the stream lagging? Hold on, let me check my OBS. It says we've dropped 0 frames here, so should be fine. Yeah, there's no Pepsi either. I mean, there's Pepsi adverts though. You got your Pepsi representation in there. The project I'm working on, the working title is Project Monday, because we don't actually have a name for it. I think it'll probably just end up being called Monday. The whole film is set on a Monday, so we'll probably just call it Monday. Is Adobe Animate used in animation? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, right, right. Yeah, you could just stick some VHS over the top, yeah. Yeah, I could use a, what is it? Use like a multiply layer or something and just stick that over the top. But yeah, obviously the problem is once you've drawn all the frames, you've drawn all the backgrounds and painted them and stuff, you kind of don't want to cover it up at that point. You don't want to see static covering up your hard work, so it's yeah, it's interesting. I'd be with the amount of post-processing stuff they do in modern anime, I'd be so pissed. I'd be so pissed if I was an animator in Japan and I spent all that time animating stuff. And then you see it on TV and it's just all covered in it's all covered in bloom and lens flares. It's horrible. Horrible. Nobody even animates water or anything anymore. It's just, yeah, everything's just 3D water. Here's your character on the 3D beach with the 3D clouds above them. Oh, and here's some 3D rain. I love watching animated rain. I love animated rain. Oh, I don't know. I'm also a talentless hag. Nah, I'm less talentless than I used to be. I've improved over the years. Still can't do a decent walk cycle though. Yeah, definitely. You don't need to be slapping filters. Even 80s vaporware stuff can get obnoxious if overused. Yeah, it took me a while to get used to my graphics tablet. And I mean, once you're used to one, changing to another type is a nightmare. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for the sandwich money. That is much appreciated. Look, we've hit the goal. Now I can eat this week. Now I can eat. It's time to celebrate. Thank you very much, Floki Corp. Look, Sonatakai's here. I see. Yeah, I put a quick tweet out in advance. What's a 1M1WQ61DJD4? I am drawing this girl here running out onto the landing part of a spaceship. So I'm just shading it at the minute. Yeah, just sticking to shading on. Well, sticking the shading guide on. It's all just in black and white. And then after that, I can colour it. YouTube link code. Interesting. Yeah, this is what I do for a living, yeah. I'm fully funded through Patreon. There are a bunch of very patient patrons who don't mind me taking a year to animate anything. Well, more than a year a lot of the time. Speaking of which, for anyone on Patreon, the latest postcard is coming along nicely. Golden Axe postcard. So when that's finished, that'll be getting mailed out to everyone. Yeah, the whole making 2D anime look, well, making 3D anime look 2D is very tricky. I mean, Dragon Ball Fighters obviously looks fantastic, the game, but when they use the same engine to actually insert some of that into the Broly movie, it suddenly sticks out like a sore thumb. Like the bit where they all just go 3D for that one section of the Broly movie was terrible, I thought. Like, holy shit, this just looks like... Why is everyone 3D all of a sudden? So yeah, it's a lot of it's down to context, isn't it? How the stuff that it's surrounded by, stuff that looks great in isolation might look terrible when surrounded by some absolutely top quality 2D animation. You're not really setting yourself up for success at that point. Yeah, that'll be what, Super Saiyan 5. You just turned 3D. Yes. I do. I want to become a 2D male. I always remember the TU at the end of TIE Fighter. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of 3D. This is super hypocritical, isn't it, for me to say I'm not a fan of 3D elements in 2D animation when I'm using 3D elements in my animation myself, just as time savers. But I mean, I guess the difference is when I say 3D elements, I mean like like how they do it in modern anime, where it's just clearly a 3D helicopter with, you know, not even toon shader on it. It's just a 3D helicopter with soft shadows, and it just looks 3D. Whereas at least with my stuff, at least my excuse is that I only render it out as lines, and then I color everything myself, so at least it blends in. Like, you probably wouldn't be able to tell looking at it. I mean, you can now that I've said, but looking at this, you probably wouldn't be able to tell that that helmet is 3D. But this helmet is a 3D element that I've hopefully blended into the 2D well enough that you can't tell. And obviously once I color it, because I'm coloring it by hand, everything is consistent and it all just looks 2D. I don't know. It's hard to get your point across when you're terrible at speaking. That's what I've found. Yeah, I'd like to never rotoscope in my life. I'd like to be able to just animate everything off the top of my head. It's true, we haven't got to 4D yet, have we? So that's false advertising. Thank you. Smooth as silk. Oh, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. I would love to go over my 3D objects and deliberately add in animation errors. Oh. So autosave is great. Autosave has saved me a bunch of times, but it's kind of annoying when you've got a bunch of projects open and stuff in the background decides to save. Alright, get on with it. I'd like to get back to my face if you don't mind. Thanks. Macross did some really interesting stuff, original Macross, for some of those city shots as well, using cigarette packets as stand-ins for buildings and basically rotoscoping over them. And I mean, those shots look fantastic. There are bits in original Macross, which is a TV series, there are bits in that original Macross that just look movie quality. But it's such a mixed bag of animation. Like, some episodes you've got very, very dodgy animation, and then the next episode you'll have like OVA quality stuff. But I like that. I like that. I mean, consistency is nice, I guess, but consistency is how you get The Simpsons. Look, it's Maggie, who uses her own butt to draw butts. What, you mean you hold the pen between your cheeks and draw an ass that way? I will, I'll enjoy the sandwiches. Thank you again. Thank you for those sandwiches. Once COVID is over, I'll get myself some fancy Subways as well. Yeah, Do You Remember Love is just ridiculously good looking. Yeah, why is The Simpsons? I haven't watched The Simpsons in years, but it's still going. And every time I see a screenshot from it, it just looks like the most sterile, lifeless, soulless, everyone just standing 3/4 view. Like, what happened? What happened to The Simpsons? It used to move, like, it wasn't my, careful with the Delta Plus variant. What's the Delta Plus variant? I know what Delta V is. Oh, you mean the COVID shit? But yeah, so it was never my favourite art style, The Simpsons, but I used to really appreciate how, just how, maybe not lifelike, but how characteristic the animation was. Just watching the opening sequence in the 90s, like everything just moved so nicely. And now it's just robotic. It's robotic. It's all got that vector look to it. It's like all the soul has been sucked out of it by Shang Tsung. Oh, they renamed it, okay. The Delta Plus. Yeah, I hate that they got rid of smears. I mean, they still kind of have them, but they stick that horrible motion blur over the top as well. You don't need like post-processing motion blur. You can draw that manually and it looks way better. Yeah, I think they are. I think they are in a template. I think yeah, everything has to stay completely consistent now, so you can't have a Homer face that looks weird and off design, off model. But I mean that's what put the life into it, unfortunately. So if you outlaw that kind of shit, you end up with the sterile, lifeless product that they have now. Yeah, each frame is hand drawn. Oh yeah, I never actually watched Galaxy Rangers, but that intro, I've seen the intro a bunch of times. Yeah, it's fantastic. And I think it predated Macross 7, and it has a guy flying his ship with a guitar, which I thought was a Macross 7 original concept. Yeah, the shading is just weird on modern Simpsons. If you look at some of the, I mean, it never had like a huge amount of shading, but in some scenes that called for it, it would actually have shading, and it was really quite dramatic as well. It was like really well done. But yeah, it feels like it's just come off a production line these days. I don't know who's still watching it, because I mean, surely it wouldn't keep going if the viewing figures were completely in the toilet. They would just cancel it, I would think. And yet it keeps going and going and going. And you get more and more videos on YouTube saying why The Simpsons is dead and how shit it is, and it just keeps going and going. I think it's just unkillable at this point. Oh, interesting. I wouldn't mind German subs if that was the only way to watch it. Yeah. Honestly, that's what I've been thinking about a bunch of things recently. Like maybe this is just a tax write-off scheme. Like on my street in Sheffield, well, not on my street, but like 5 minutes away from me, there's a road comprised entirely of food places, and there are endless pizza shops, or just like pizza takeaway places there, all basically exactly the same place, all you would assume competing against each other, and yet they all stay in business. So I don't know if it's like a Yakuza it's a Yakuza money laundering scheme, like these pizza places aren't meant to make money, I don't know. Tastes good though. Thank you. I love your work too. I don't know if you do any work, but if you do, I love it. Like yesterday when you cleaned your room a bit, I saw you. I love the way you did that. It was good shit. You moved that coffee cup down to the kitchen, like, really well. Oh, still frames of the manga. You gotta love cost-cutting methods like that. It's true, yeah. I use my friend the Hacker 4chan, and I can watch anyone basically. Oh, you're a fan of the House Husband anime or manga, are you, Maki? You can do it. I believe in you. Just put some music on. Put some thrash metal from the early 90s on. And you can easily clean up your workspace that way. I'm sorry for your loss, Maki. It's lagging, really? Oh shit, well apparently I've dropped 78 frames. So something happened at some point. Hello! Yeah, it's early for me. It's an early night for me. Normally I start at around midnight my time, but it's 8 now and I figured just kind of felt like it, so see if there's anyone around. I stream mostly at midnight because that's kind of a decent midnight my time, UK time, because that's like a decent time for any American viewers to watch, which is, according to analytics, that's where most of the people who watch my stuff are in America. But we've got like 48 people here now, which is that's a pretty high number actually for me. So who knows? Analytics mean nothing. Nothing. I haven't played Squadrons. I would like to play Squadrons, although it's a bit late now, isn't it? Yeah, I wasn't sure that my machine would be able to handle it. I should probably have really gotten on board with that though, and seen if Eckhart's Ladder wanted me in his squadron. Oh, I'm terrible at competitive gaming though, I'm telling you, I'm so shit at games. even when I was a kid, I wasn't great at games. But yeah, it's just embarrassing at this point. Just embarrassing. Whereabouts in Asia? Whoa, whoa. When I look at chat, sometimes I don't know what's wrong with this pen, but it's not actually touching the tablet, and yet it still starts filling in areas like that. I think the magnet in it is a bit too overzealous. Singapore, okay. Linkara. Isn't he like someone from Channel Awesome or something? Because I never really watched it, so I don't know. I wasn't really there for the whole angry kind of shouting review people. Pumpkin Man. Oh, we can have some Pumpkin Man. Hold on. It's not a stream without Pumpkin Man. Yeah, this is a fairly small Wacom one that I'm using as a backup at the moment. Yeah. Is Arcade Club still going? Oh, you won the other week. Right, right. So, yeah, Arcade Club has opened up again then. Nice. I've got quite a collection, yeah. Am I planning to do an initial D style animation? I don't know, it'll take a long time just to do a meme animation. I do need to watch it all sometime though. Hello. Yeah, getting old tablets working on new operating systems can be a bit of a bitch at times. Well, hopefully Arcade Club will stay open so that when you come over we can go there, Mackie. And you know, at least you still got your Eurobeat clubs. I am drawing this. Or rather, I'm shading it. We've been going for 1 hour. Maybe it's coffee time. Just finish this bit, and I'll go grab another coffee. We're missing a line here. You can tell that this is a 3D helmet. This is a 3D helmet. This is a hand-drawn helmet. There's a hand-drawn in between in here. And apparently I forgot to draw the line inside. There we go, that'll do. Actually, more like that, I think. Instagram, same name as the YouTube. Yep. My hands shake quite a lot as well, but because it's resting on the tablet, it's not that bad. Everyone needs to practice their corkles. It's true. Alright, let's see, how's this looking? Yeah, so that's pretty much done, I think. We just have to... So that's the last 10 frames or so done. You just have to move backwards now. But first, coffee. I'm heading down to the bathroom. The bathroom? The kitchen. I don't know what I'd be doing getting coffee in a bathroom. But, you know, if you try hard enough, I'm sure you could. Alright, I'll see you back here in mere moments.
A very special cup of coffee. A new standard in richness. A new standard in pureness, blended together to give a new standard in smooth. The Gold Blend standard, only from Nescafe.
It's only memories of Earth and the rich smell of this coffee that keeps my spirits up. Coffee. At least we'll reach our destination soon. Coffee. You make a fine cup of coffee. You've made my day.
Are you taking your coffee break now, Alan?
Yeah, that's right. You want some? Coffee. and I had to go make coffee for two. Hurry up, would you? My coffee's starting to cool off. Coffee, my salvation for my day-to-day drudgery. Coffee. A little bitter, but still an excellent blend.
Boy, you should switch to decaf.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I've run out of coffee.
Come in.
Thank you.
Will Gold Blend be too good for your guests?
Oh, I think they could get used to it.
It's a very sophisticated coffee.
They have very sophisticated taste.
Do they?
Yes. Well, I must be getting back.
Now, golden roasted, richer, smoother, Nescafe Gold Blend.
Have you met your new neighbor yet?
Oh, I've popped in for coffee.
Come on, Dad.
You're playing Vicky, not Andre Agassi.
Don't be so sure.
Agassi.
Hi, call me Andre.
Nescafe, Andre?
You bet. Nescafe sure is coffee at its best. That's the best thing served to me all week. Who's up for doubles?
Yeah!
The best days are Nescafe days.
今結構忙しいんだろ？そういえば例の歌の歌詞はでき…
私はあなたが好き。
Days looking new and bright, and you're gonna start it right. Folger's starting to brew, the aroma's calling you. The best part of waking up is Folger's in your cup.
Mornings are brighter with mountain-grown Folgers because mountain-grown coffee has more enticing aroma than any other kind.
The best part of waking up is Folger's in your cup.
Please enjoy this footage of velvety smooth beans, followed by a well-shot close-up of a hot brown liquid that's brewed by mixing heated water.
All over the world, the word for great coffee flavor is Nescafe.
We're the world's favorite brand of instant coffees.
In America, Nescafe's great flavor comes two ways.
We're the world's best-selling too.
Nescafe Regular in the red label.
If Nescafe can please the whole wide world.
And now Nescafe Decaffeinated in the green label.
We can sure please you.
Same kind of flavor. Nescafe Regular, Nescafe Decaffeinated. What's your pleasure?
お嬢さん方を応接室に。
はい。
美味しいコーヒーを入れましょうかね。美味しいコーヒーができましたよ。
I only showed you that to remind you you desperately need your fix.
男の温度が上がった。飲んで飲んでまた飲みたい。缶入りコーヒーウエスト。
Go West.
いつもそばにいてね。
ボス、私のそばにいてね。ボス、決して私見捨てないでお願い。Boss, I can't live without you. Boss, I can't live without you.
Boss, いつもそばにいてね。Boss, 私のそばにいてね。Boss, 決して私見捨てないでお願い。Boss, I can't live without you. Boss, I can't live without you.
A very special cup of coffee, a new standard in richness, a new standard in pureness, blended together to give a new standard in smooth. The gold blend standard, only from Nescafe.
It's only memories of Earth and the rich smell of this coffee that keeps my spirits up. Coffee. At least we'll reach our destination soon. Coffee. You make a fine cup of coffee. You've made my day.
You taking your coffee break now, Alan?
Yeah, that's right. You want some? Coffee. And I had to go make coffee for two. Hurry up, would you? My coffee's starting to cool off. Coffee, my salvation from my day-to-day drudgery. Coffee. A little bitter, but still an excellent blend.
Boy, he should switch to decaf.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I've run out of coffee.
Come in.
Thank you.
Will gold blend be too good for your guests?
Oh, I think they could get used to it.
It's a very sophisticated coffee.
They have very sophisticated taste.
Do they?
Yes. Well, I must be getting back.
Now, golden roasted, richer, smoother, Nescafe Gold Blend.
Have you met your new neighbor yet?
Oh, I've popped in for coffee.
I'm back. I've returned. I got some coffee. I got some Pocari Sweat. So I don't have any Boss coffee, but I do have one Japanese drink here at least. And it's good. It's good. Right. Let's continue. So yeah, we got that done. We got that much done. Let's move backwards and do the rest of these frames. Well, actually, I say we've got that done, but we still need to do this bit here. Oh, it's hot. It's hot coffee. Even though it's, what is it right now? It's 28.6 degrees. That's 83.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Here in the animation studio. Do you think if I called my room an animation studio, it would make me seem more professional? Of course, yeah. Twinkle Nora Rock Me. I've seen the videos on it. Viper's here? Hello. I haven't. I can imagine it looks terrible though. You can't interpolate when there's nothing to interpolate, can you? What does it look like? Yeah, I mean AI is just no good at interpolation. It is for you know, stuff like Formula 1 footage, obviously it's very good at. But, you know, that's real life. There aren't really much in the way of gaps between frames. Whereas with anime, you've got huge gaps that you can only bridge with creativity and imagination, which isn't a computer's strong point. It's a famous... Well, it's famous now. At the time, no one gave a shit about it. It's a famous anime that had such a low budget that it's practically not animated at all for certain scenes. Yeah, you can try it. maybe the link will go through. I mean, I don't have any settings on stopping people from posting links. I think you'll be amazed. You'll be astounded at how good it looks. Hello. So it doesn't link it? The link doesn't work at all. Hold on a sec. I'll see if I can find it and link it. Oh no. Yeah, shall we take a look at it then? One moment. Where's Winamp? Okay. Interpolated to 60 frames per second by AI. Let's see how the AI does. Oh no. Oh. It's weird. It's so weird. My eyes can't take this. It's just too strange. Wow. Oh shit. This is why you should never interpolate shit to 60 frames per second. Mackie, this is the future. We could speed up our process so much. Right, we're animating at 4 frames per second from now on, and then just running everything through interpolation. Everything I do will look like this from now on. Wow. Okay, I can't take another minute and a half of that. Masterpiece. Masterpiece. Indeed, yeah. I mean, it's rare that you'll get a 24 FPS anime. I think people wanting anime to be 60 frames per second are kind of missing the point a bit. Warhammer 40k or fantasy? I mean, if I had the time, I'd like to do a fantasy thing maybe at some point. I mean, you know, classic taverns and going into a tavern and eating a big chicken leg. It's pretty comfy. I'd like to animate something like that. But I don't really know much about Warhammer. I've never played Warhammer, so probably not Warhammer. Creating straight lines with the brush. Not. Well, I mean, it's doing something. It's doing something, but I'm not sure what. I mean, you can just use the brush tool. But from that, no, it doesn't. It does something. You could do straight. I've never really messed with it. I've never really messed with it in TVPaint, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the controls are for such things. Gundam: The Origin? Not really. I don't think. No, I would like to do a fantasy thing at some point, though. I mean, you know, if I'm pushed, I'll always pick sci-fi over fantasy. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of comfy. The stereotypical fantasy RPG setting is pretty comfy. Never. Well, maybe at some point. At some point, we'll have a TIE Fighter Part 2. Mackie, go design me some hairy barbarians for my fantasy anime. I mean, I love Lotus War, so something like that would be nice. I'll admit, the plot is pretty thin in Lotus War, but damn, it looks good. It looks really good. Lotus War was one of the best looking anime I've ever seen, I think. Especially those face close-ups. It's got some of the best face art you'll ever see. Yeah, I'll finish Berserk. I'll go over to Japan and go over to Young Animal, knock on the door. I'll say, "Hello, young animal. You've been waiting for me. I'm here to finish Berserk." Whoa! Oh, excuse me. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you like the poster. It's maybe one of my best so far. I don't know. Mackie helped with the poses and the anatomy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, now there's your mark of quality right there. Legend of Galactic Heroes. I wish I could erase it from my brain so I could watch it for the first time again. It's even better if you're watching it with other people. We were watching it every Wednesday. We were watching about 4 or 5 episodes. Getting a pizza in and watching it over at Rick's place. Those were the days, back when we could leave our homes. Yeah, I mean, if you want to blend sci-fi and fantasy, you could do that Masamune Shiro thing that he did in Orion, where it looks fantasy, but there are spaceships and yeah. Or, you know, Outlanders or some of that cool Georgie Manabe stuff. I watched Outlanders with Mackie this week. It was an interesting watch in that it didn't really make any sense. You have to have read the manga. It's just a series of scenes from the manga but in anime form with no real storyline linking them. Looks really nice though. Looks really nice. Yeah, I've seen Ideon. Space Runaway Ideon. I like the movie as well. I think the best looking fantasy I've ever seen in terms of manga is not Berserk, Bastard. Obviously Berserk looks ridiculously good, but some of that art in Bastard, I'm telling you, oof, ridiculous. Some of those backgrounds. There was a, I believe, 6-part anime OVA they made of Bastard, but it doesn't capture. I mean, it's good. It's good. I like it, but it doesn't capture the artwork of the manga. Yeah, that was in the movie, I think, where he gets his head blown off. Typical Yoshiyuki Tomino stuff. Bastard's pretty long, but I don't know if it's all been translated. It's one of those things that back in the day I just took it as granted that I'd never be able to read it because it would never be translated. So I don't know if anyone's actually translated all of it. It might not be famous enough. I know Dark Horse Comics translated a little bit of it back in the day, but yeah, I don't know. And from, might be an urban myth, I don't know, but from what I've heard, the artist kind of went a bit crazy and just started drawing dicks everywhere. And I don't know if this is true, but he just went absolutely nuts and just started drawing boobs and dicks everywhere. And it was taking the editors ages to, edit this stuff so it could legally be shown in the magazines in Japan. So apparently he had a bit of a nervous breakdown, but again, I could be talking out of my ass there. Someone wants to look that up and confirm it. I forget his name, Hagiwara, I believe. I should really learn his name since he's one of my favourite artists. A lot of metal references, yeah. A shitload of metal references. Anyone whose most powerful attack is Megadeth is okay in my book, I tell you. Maki, change your name to a man's name. Japanese man's name. And just draw the most lewd stuff and send it into Young Animal. Because now that Berserk is obviously over, they've got a bit of a hole in their schedule, I think. Just send it in. You can use a pseudonym. Call yourself, I don't know, call yourself Pinky Ubermag. And draw an epic fantasy filled with dicks and boobs. And see how it goes. Blasphemy. Megadeth. Too soft. Too soft. I actually like I like Megadeth's slower stuff a lot. Not as much as Peace Cells, obviously, but a lot of people really don't like, you know, cryptic writings era Megadeth. I think it's fantastic. I love that album. They lost me a little bit with Risk, but I mean that was, I guess, a calculated risk. But I believe, yeah, Euthanasia, 1994, I think, was the first CD I ever bought. We were, yes, we were talking about Bastard. A lot of helmet shading in this stream. It's not super exciting. At least we're talking about Bastard. Judas Priest. I really like Halford's solo stuff as well. And then you get Halford and Bruce Dickinson on the same stage, and it's just, ooh, alright. Incredible. And obviously Rob Halford did an incredible Christmas album, which I bought for my brother. I don't know if I call Gorillas metal pioneers. Yeah, good old Doug Schneider. I can't hear his name without thinking of Dan Schneider though these days. Russia Metal. Someone had to say it. Let's not get ourselves sued live on stream though. I'm sure Dan Schneider did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everything's fine at Nickelodeon. A space colony would be a cool place to live, but yeah, I don't imagine it would be easy knowing there's just like a couple of inches of glass between you and space. I'd be pretty paranoid about the whole thing. And you know, Xeon keep coming along and like blowing holes in your colony and shit, gassing the place up. I need to watch Total Recall again. I haven't watched it in years. No, Space Noise listened to, is it jazz? No, they listen to like the 1950s kind of surf rock, don't they? If what's it is to be believed. I've totally forgotten the name of the Gundam series. The Living Dead Squadron. Thunderbolt, there we go. Yeah. I went many places special in Japan. Saw Guitar Wolf live on my birthday in Japan. He walked into the crowd. Some people crowd surf. Guitar Wolf just walks into the crowd and we were all holding him up. What a guy. Wow, these alerts are going crazy today. Good night. 4:52 a.m. in Japan. Wish I was in Japan right now. I'd go to Denny's. No, I'd go to Jonathan's. Get myself one of those tandoori chickens. An annoying dessert with cornflakes at the bottom of the dessert. Get one of those. You think that the Outrun tune is DJs? Magical sound shower. Did they do nuggets at Jonathan's? I was so happy they still had tandoori chicken at Jonathan's after all that time. I was sure the menu would have changed. In what, like, I was there in 2004? And when did we go, Mackie? A couple of years ago. And yeah, the menu was still the same. I wonder if my my membership card at Musashino is still valid, if I can still go and rent VHS videos out. Rendering some CGI crap in Japan. What you need to do is go to your nearest Jonathan's, order the tandoori chicken, and post a photo of it into this chat. $2019. Indeed, it's not Friday, but it is a stream. Surprisingly. Whereabouts in Japan are you? Oh, Okinawa. Not sure if they have Jonathan's in Okinawa. Have you seen any of those mountain cats? We were watching Azumanga Daioh recently. Yeah, the picanha, the Yama Pika, whatever. You should go to the mountains and see if any cats come up to you. I would stroke mountain cats all day. No, they would see me and instantly know that I'm a friend to all cats. That's the kind of vibe I give off. I didn't know that. You never told me that, Mackie. Indeed, we should all be playing the Commodore 64. We should have a Space Force by now. UN Spacey. But no. But no. There you go, that's what happens. That's what happens. You watch something and then... no, there isn't anymore. Used to happen to me a lot. What are you wearing? That's an interesting question. I'm wearing a very fancy three-piece suit. yeah, you have to go to the OnlyFans to see that. See high-res photos of me drinking coffee in bottles of Pocari Sweat. I don't know where you got that from. What are OnlyFans promoting? I haven't had an eye test in ages. I really should go and see how much worse my eyesight is now. But they're promoting podcasts? What's an OnlyFans podcast like? Aren't we all? We could do an underwear line for this movie, yeah? Could work. Might be a little bit too high standards there. Have I ever made any stop motion animation? No, but kind of yes. When I was at art college, this is how fancy I am, I went to art college. Didn't even really graduate, to be honest. I just discovered the internet and stopped going to classes. But when I was at art college, they had a thing where you could sign out camcorders and just go and film stuff for your film classes or whatever. So me and a bunch of people from art college would film ourselves like jumping in the air and doing various stupid things, and then taking them over to the mixing deck and cutting out frames. So you jump in the air, yeah, and you'd land, and you'd walk forward one pace and jump in the air and walk forward one pace and jump in the air. And by only using the frames where you're in the air, you could stop motion animation yourself. You could animate yourself flying around a room. And it looked amazing. It looked amazing. So yeah, we did that kind of stuff. We did just stupid messing around stuff, and it was fun. Voice acting? No. I'd be no good at voice acting. I can't act. Unless I'm acting now. Unless this is a role, like I'm a VTuber and Paul Johnson doesn't exist. And this is just me acting. Never really read any 2000 AD either. I can't remember what it was I was reading instead, but I mean, you know, I was at the right time and I was the right age for it, but somehow I never really got into it. I guess I just didn't know anyone who was into 2000 AD until much later on, actually. Did I do some voice acting for the Doctor Who animation? No, not me. No. No, I can't do a US accent, no. Hello. Welcome. Couldn't be any worse than what they're doing with Doctor Who these days. Yeah, I liked it. The Carl Urban movie. It's a shame they never got to do any more. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I would have liked it to have been more over the top and, you know, used the proper outfits from the comic and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I understand why. It's kind of a proof of concept thing, and the producers would think it looked too silly and all that. Nemesis the Warlock. I'll tell you what I can do for you. I can play you the tune from the Commodore 64 game. We have a choice of 4. Let's go for the O2 one. There were a few 2000 AD games on the home computers in the 90s, actually. Aha! Your internet has returned. Excellent. Yeah, I think you made the right choice. I haven't watched it either. I'm not interested. Why? I mean, you wouldn't be paying because you just torrent it. But why? Even if you're not paying for something, why give your time? Why give your time just deliberately to suffer? Yeah, William Hartnell isn't the first Doctor anymore. Supposedly. It's alright though, it's all fan fiction anyway. Like, Doctor Who ended in 1988. And it lives on in the audio dramas. Any tips on how to animate faster? Oof, you're talking to the wrong person. I wish I could animate faster. Yeah, I don't know really about animating faster. If you're just one person animating, there's only so much you can do. Use a team and use CGI. Yeah, there's my tip to animate faster. Be a millionaire and outsource everything to Korea or India. Have you seen the ending credits to Castlevania on Netflix? It's like just hundreds and hundreds of Indian names. Never get any credit at all. Never got any credit. I wouldn't even know unless you sit through the, you know, like the official credits and then just go to the Netflix credits at the end. You think it was all animated in America or whatever. Bet they got paid nothing. Oh, come on! Third Doctor, John Pertwee. He'll always be my favourite. I mean, he's my favourite Doctor. I think, you know, story-wise and whatnot, and writing-wise, probably peaked with the Fourth Doctor. Effects-wise, peaked with the Seventh Doctor. I mean, Remembrance of the Daleks just looks fantastic. Mackie keeping me on track here. Stopping me from saying any Monday hats again. When I saw Beachhead on the Commodore 64, I didn't know it was because I was young. I didn't know it was a military term. I was like, is this a character called Beachhead? Like, does he have a beach for a head? I didn't know what a beachhead was. Yeah, it was Peter Davison when I was growing up. He was the one that was on TV. But I caught up with, you know, the third and the fourth Doctors on video. Peter Cushing, those movies are great. I can only wish the Doctor Who had that amount of production value in a TV series. It's Pumpkin Man. But it's not. What are some newer things that I'm watching? Yeah, I've been watching Tokyo Revengers and Nagatoro. Nagatoro, obviously. Obviously Nagatoro. Oh yeah, I finished Vivi with the stupid name, Vivi's Fluoride Eye Song or whatever it's called, and that was alright. That was alright. Sento in Hakenshima's combatants will be dispatched was kind of like a more rubbish version of Konosuba, but I did watch all of it. Very low energy compared to Konosuba. Same guy writing it, I believe. Just it's probably based on like a series of 5 million light novels, like everything is these days. I like Nagatoro for the artwork. I forced Maki into watching it and she can't back out now. She's only doing it, from what I can tell, because I haven't read the manga. She's only doing it because she can't express herself. She likes him really. Yeah, Maki wanted to retain her cool image, but it's been ruined live on stream. Oh, you'll happily admit to watching Edo Manga Sensei though. Yeah, I watched the second season of Love, Death and Robots, and it wasn't as good as the first one, was it? It's very, very hit or miss, yeah. Yeah, I liked the, what was it, like, is that Deep Blue or something? I forget. But yeah, that was a good one. When will we get more interspecies reviewers? That's the question. The most important anime of the past 2 decades. It bridged the gap. It bridged the gap between hentai and TV anime. Where am I from? Yes, I am from England. I'm from Lincoln, in the UK. No, TVPaint's pretty easy to use. It's all just layers, just like Photoshop. I mean, all of this stuff up here, a lot of it you don't really need to use. You just need the pen tool. And I mean, there you go. It's like any program, like half of the features, maybe 3/4 of the features you'll never even touch. Yes, Lincoln in Lincolnshire. How's London? What's the heat like in London? It's been very hot over here in Sheffield. I'm from Lincoln, but I live in Sheffield. And I have been roasting recently. Imagine interspecies reviewers with like an OVA budget from the 90s. I don't know if anything should have that much power though. Thank you. I'm gathering by the name E-Space Productions that you're a Doctor Who fan. Would be my guess. Was it like Funimation who licensed interspecies reviewers without realizing what it was, and then promptly apologized and cancelled it? It was someone, wasn't it? There you go, yeah. That's the only E-Space I know from Doctor Who. The Men in Black cartoon, really? I've never seen it. Have I been to Liverpool? I think maybe I went to Liverpool to renew my passport. If I'm thinking of the right place. Oh yeah. If I ever do anything, and I mean technically I am on YouTube. I'm not really a YouTuber, but I am on YouTube, so technically I'm gonna do something at some point that I need to apologize for, because that's just how YouTube works. So I'll animate it. Yeah. I'll start rehearsing my apology video now. It doesn't matter what I did. Like you just word it in such a way. I'm very sorry for the people affected by this terrible lapse in judgment, and I vow to do better. There you go. So we can use that for like anything from, I guess, murder to cannibalism, I suppose. No, chavs are from England, yeah. I haven't seen many around recently though. Maybe they all died out. I mean, I could do less detailed stuff. Why, thank you for that subscribe there. I could, but it kind of killed the point a bit, because I think people only really watch my stuff for the style of it. But yeah, I don't think I'd want to. I don't think I'd want to compromise on the detail either. Oh yeah, at the start of the video you have to look directly into the camera. You look directly into the camera and go just like that. And then say, I didn't want to have to make this video. Would you like a pro tip from me? A pro tip on how to deal with any controversy you find yourself in. Right, this is the product of me looking into these things for years and years, and this is what I've come up with. This is my strategy. I'm going to give it to you for free. Here's my strategy. You don't even address it. You don't even mention it. You don't apologize. You don't even mention it. It's just some people on Twitter getting mad at you. You don't even mention it. There you go. It's that easy. I mean, luckily for me, I'm so boring that I don't think... I mean, not intentionally. I don't think I could intentionally do anything that would annoy anyone, because I'm so dull. Even the Queen isn't following the rules? I mean, the Queen's got those sick burns, but she does it in, like, royal ways, though, doesn't she? I think it's the only advice that works in current year. What is Itasha? I could make an April Fool's animation where everything is just bone rigged. Everything's like, what was it, Go Animate style? I'm sorry. I didn't want to have to do this. It's come to my attention that my recent video that I posted, it didn't have enough shading in it. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone affected. Especially now, in current year. We can all do better, and we must all do better. I've been doing a lot of soul searching, and I've decided that I won't let this happen again. I have people to hold me accountable now, and I will put more shading in my animations. Once again, I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me. How's it sound? Are you convinced? I can like fake cry a bit, like Americans do. Oh, sorry, sorry, Americans. No, I've seen so many like documentaries and stuff, because you know the whole oh yeah, he's spilling it. You know the whole like when people compare really kind of laid back, boring UK nature documentaries to American ones, where in the UK it's just David Attenborough with no music going, look at this interesting spider. And then in America, it's, you know, the extreme Mantis version with music and jump cuts and everything. And it's like, American TV's like that as well, compared to UK TV, where people just start crying a lot. I've noticed on American TV, like reality TV stuff, people just start crying a lot. There's no tears coming out. There's no water coming out of their eyes. Like everyone just fake cries from what I've seen. I don't spend a huge amount of time watching reality TV. But yeah. So I could incorporate some of that. If I just sniff a bit. You're gonna have the sting of music, yeah. Look at Mackie desperately running damage control above as I enrage all of America. You know I don't mean it, America. You know I love you really. You have peanut butter M&Ms. We don't have those here. I wouldn't risk annoying America. That's my only source of peanut butter M&Ms. Look at this interesting spider. Excellent, excellent. Oh, I've got the pass from an American in chat there. Excellent. Look, if you hurt my friend, you hurt my pride. I've got to be a man. I can't let it slide. Never had Reese's Pieces, actually. Yeah, I never had them. All the British children watching E.T. back in the day. None of us had a clue what Reese's Pieces were, and they kept mentioning them in the film. Are you sure you didn't imagine it? Are you sure it was real? What are they? Are they chocolate? Are they like Skittles, where it's kind of like fruity inside? And more importantly, what is a Twinkie like? They always look really tasty in films. Oh, they're like peanut butter Smarties, really? Yeah, that's the kind of thing I would like. Maybe I've been missing out then. Twinkies are gross. Really? Sponge cake with white cream filling. I mean, it sounds alright. I see. Sherbet dip. That takes me back. Curly Wurly I was never a fan of. It was just, it was too chewy. Too chewy. I don't know, it just annoyed me. You know when you have like weird vivid memories that just seem to stick in your brain for no reason? I remember being, I don't know how old I was at the time, but I distinctly remember being in the waiting room at the doctor's office, eating a curly whirly when I was really young, and just like chewing it and not getting anywhere, and my puny child's teeth couldn't get through it at all, and it seemed to go on for hours in my memory. Wow, I haven't thought about that for like 20 years. It just resurfaced like trauma in chat. Yeah, the Yorkie advertising campaign saying it's not for girls. Girls aren't allowed them. I'm not sure you could get away with that now. Shit, that was when I was at university, so it wasn't even that long ago. 2004-ish? The world was a different place back then. I will animate lots of space Twinkies. Have fun. See you again. Actually, I guess it was a long time ago, wasn't it? It was a long time. Do you want to go to Fanboy Hooters again, Mackie? Do you want to get robbed in a society? I can't believe 2004 was 112 years ago. We're making progress, look. It's okay. The 80s will always be with us in our hearts if we believe. I guess I do. Yeah, I guess I sound younger. But I mean, I'm trying not to get cocky about it, because it's like those people who look really good for ages and ages and ages, and then suddenly they wake up and they've aged like 40 years in one night. So I think that'll happen to me. Yeah, I'll try and stay alive until the 80s come back. So for those people who didn't make it to the VR chat meetup after the stream last time, I can show you if you like. I can show you alright, I'll start again. I can show you my arcade live on stream right now if you want to see it. If you want to see my 3D modeling skills, I made an arcade and I modeled everything myself and I textured everything myself. And yeah, I made an arcade from 1994. You want to see it? You want to see it? Yeah, it looks like you want to see it. Alright, hold on. We'll take a quick trip there, and then we'll come back and do some more of this. Excuse me a moment. I'm pretty sure it should be able to capture the VR chat window. Let me just make sure I'm not showing you my passwords and shit. Alright, I'll have to turn off the music. You can see this. Yes, you can see this. Alright. We'll go here. It's only 300 megs, so it's not that big. It's pretty small. My arcade's quite tiny. Yeah, the solution is not to use any passwords for anything. Thanks, Mematron. That's very, very thoughtful of you. Oh, I see. Yeah, we're lagging badly. Are we back? Are we back? Have we returned? Okay, I think we're back. Yeah, I should probably have thought of that, shouldn't I? Actually, downloading 300 megs of a world absolutely screwed us there for a moment, but yeah, we should be fine now. Yeah, we're back again. Hold on, let me double check. This was a terrible idea. I can't believe anyone suggested this to me. Yeah, we're back. Okay, good. Yeah, I can see we're in the green again. So there should be no more downloading now that it's actually in. Alright, here we go. I even made the rain. Can you believe this? I hope you're proud of me. I even made the rain. Look at this funky alleyway. Look, a plane. Shit. So yeah, you've got your 90 Burger King, Pizza Hut. There's a Blockbuster. Don't worry, Blockbuster lives on, as long as we remember. As long as we remember. Oh, there's another plane. Wow. So this is you remember that scene from Terminator 1 where Arnold arrives and he goes walking out and looks over the city. This bit is kind of inspired by that. Amazing. Just stick a solid texture and everyone will think that it goes on forever. Convincing. Convincing. You got your lightning fast VCR repair for those of you who like that. Toys R Us with the... There's your Transformers lineup from '94. I don't think Rax exists in the US anymore, but I mean, Mr. Delicious is always in our hearts as long as we remember him. Chick-fil-A. You can have your cherry coke if you want your old school cherry coke. You can sit down. Sit down, have a look at the rain. Beautiful. Sit under this awning and not get rained on. Wow. So yeah, here's the 77077 arcade and bar. There are posters and things. So I don't know if you can hear any of the sound effects. Let me crank the world up to 100. These textures, these animated textures are what's making the world 300 megs. Would anyone like a Copperberg? look at that. Yes, sandwiches are delicious. Thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, we got pizza as well. We could feast on pizza, I guess. If you want to look at some nice Atari artwork, you can have a look through this book. Anyway, let's have a look at some machines, shall we? Got Afterburner if you want it. I'm sure some of you must have played this back in the day, surely. Indeed, yeah, I do have a screen over there that we can have a look at in a bit, but I don't know how to put the URLs into it because yeah, we could do stuff like that. That would be quite cool. So, for those who didn't have £500 to spend on a console game, here's the Neo Geo. You can have a drink whilst you play King of Fighters 94. So yeah, you see a lot of arcades in VR chat, but mostly it's just like a still picture on the screen, so I really want to have things moving. But like I say, unfortunately that's what's making the world so massive. I'm just on desktop, I'm not on VR, so it's working fine for me. I'm getting what, like 90 frames per second? I don't know if you're using VR, or I don't know how motion sick you would get from it. Oh, I used to love Robot Tank and the Atari. I used to love Robot Tank. I put this in specially for Mackie. This was a bitch to model, actually. Finding all the textures in like a decent resolution at the right angle as well. It's kind of tricky, but we did it. Oh, it's a Manga Mania for you to read, should you get bored. Oh! Illusion ruined. Look at that. Put it on there. So we've got some representation from the old UK computing scene. If you remember Shadow of the Beast. Someone must have played Lemmings. So yeah, I got Frontier Elite 2, Mercenary. Mercenary was mind-blowing on my Commodore back in the day. That was like the first open world game I played. But like I say, like finding textures for this stuff is a nightmare. Especially with Google image search not being very good. So here's like, I guess, a club area. So the idea was to have it so people can input a URL on the screen and it'll stream whatever music you want. I haven't got it working yet, but then we could get Mackie in here and get her to do some Eurobeat nights. We've got all the mixing equipment you would need. Obviously you need a mirror. You see, you thought it was me, but it wasn't, it was Dio. It was Dio all along. Amazing. We got some more arcade machines. Cinema 4D and Unity, yes. Yes. I hope you've played all of these games, especially Alien Storm. That's fantastic. And Final Fight, that was also fantastic. Yeah, High School Girl was fantastic. So I modeled everything in Cinema 4D, and then you bring it into Unity. You export it as FBX file, and then you can just bring it into Unity. And if you've set it up right, it also imports the textures and everything for you. Plenty of Meme Machines magazines for the latest news. I can't get the sound right on this Sonic CD screen. It's always too low. There's some Mario Kart if you want it. Look at that, that's the best thing I've ever modelled in 3D. It's about 5 polygons. The most low poly Mega Drive and Mega CD you've ever seen. I hope you're amazed. And then obviously we got... Here's Driller. I mean, you have to have Driller, don't you? On the Spectrum. Turrican was the biggest game at the time. And, you know, obviously, you've got to have a convincing bathroom, sorry. Mackie suggested the condom machines because Mackie is filthy and has a lewd mind. So, of course, I put it in there. You can try the Psycho Crusher cocktail if you like. I mean, it's cheap, 60p. I don't have Dig Dug in here. I should have Dig Dug. It's hard to fit everything in, but you know, I tried to make the bar fairly detailed. Got this beautiful tape deck. Playing some music. But that's about it, really. I mean, there's some self-promotion on the wall. Some shameless self-promotion where you can tell me how laggy and badly optimized my arcade is. Best animation I've ever done. Look at it go. So this is it was quite empty back here, but I looked at some photos of what it looks like behind the bar and just modelled a bunch of stuff. Seems to work. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it, arcade-wise. So anyone who didn't get to see this, I guess you've seen it now. Let's go back out into the rain. Ah, oh, beautiful. It makes me feel so cool. So yeah, alright. Let's see if we can actually... The hardest part of VR chat is exiting VR chat, I found. Press exit VR chat. It freezes. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Yeah, there are a lot of ice cubes in there. And then you have to Control-Alt-Delete. Or you can just do this. And we're back. Alright, let's continue. I hope you enjoyed that brief detour into virtual reality. So yeah, you know, more advanced stuff like setting it up so that you can turn the music on or off. Just it looks pretty easy to do from tutorials that I watched, but I followed every step exactly, and it doesn't work at all. So you're kind of stuck with the music in there, unfortunately. I need some VR chat world expert to come in and help me sort that shit out. Well, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. What a journey. Better than cats? Nothing's better than cats, surely. What? Where did that story come from? But yeah, how do you... I've seen loads of people streaming VR chat, but how would you stream it? If every time you load up a world it just kills your internet connection, that's... I've never considered that. It does sound like he went out doing what he loved, yeah, it's true. I was too young. I mean, the rave stuff was happening, but I was too young for it, really. Also, I didn't, you know, I was, if it's not metal, it's shit at the time, so I wasn't interested in the rave music. Now, if I got a chance to see KLF live, I would totally do it. I guess better, yeah, better internet. I realised that this film I'm doing doesn't have a single arcade cabinet in it, so that might be something that we add in once we've, you know, ostensibly finished the whole thing, when me and Mackie are going through it and deciding which areas need to go quicker, which areas need to go slower, which bits could have like a shot added in here and there. Maybe we need to add an arcade cabinet in the kitchen. Living area. Unfortunate. City Pop. It's pretty comfy. Oh, there's plenty of coffee in this film. It's the longest... see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Which scene is it for? No, 5. No, 3. We're on scene 8 at the minute, so I'll have to go back pretty far to find this one. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. Alright. So here's some coffee. I mean, it still needs colouring, but... And you need to see more detail than that, but... Oh, look at that coffee move. Did you see that? Did you see that? Hold on. Look at the animation on that coffee. Wow. No reference used for that. I just decided to channel my inner coffee pouring, and that's all we got. So yeah, there you go. Ride on Time. Now that was what I was listening to. So I wasn't totally, if it's not metal, it's shit. You know, the stuff that was coming out in the early 90s. I like Black Box a lot. I used to roller skate to Black Box. Nah, I was never really into the drum and bass. I've been really listening to a lot of Faith No More the past couple of days. Jazzy Jungle sounds like a hentai. Maybe a hentai company like Pink Pineapple. Indeed, you can have that one for free, that name. Maybe I'll add that to the arcade. An advertisement for the Dragon Pink cocktail. With a pop chaser, yeah? Just moving my screens around. There we go. Yeah, it'd have to be something, yeah, vodka and something pinkish looking. I guess pomegranate would work. Yeah. Watermelon. You could have a... Yeah, you have your watermelon flavoured vodka. With something pink. Oof. Interpolation. $3 seconds to make. I mean, this took, what? About 4 days to do, and about 3 seconds to watch. It's best not to think about those things. I think animators would probably go insane if they thought about things like that. You have to develop a filter in your brain that prevents you from thinking about just how much of your life you're wasting for something that will be on screen for like 1 second. That and have a shitload of audiobooks to listen to. I'm listening to an alien audiobook at the moment called Into Charybdis. Can't tell you if it's any good yet because nothing's really happened yet. I'm on my way to 1 billion subscribers. We've had about, what, 7 people subscribe in this stream alone. YouTube can't deny me that golden play button for much longer. What do you think about Berserk manga? I mean, I think it wasn't really going anywhere, as far as I can tell. I remember back in, I think around it was before I went to university, so about around 2000, a friend of mine had moved to Japan. And because, obviously, you know, I'd never been to Japan or anything, super expensive to go there. But if you know someone living there and you can stay at their house, that cuts down on costs a bit. So I went to visit my friend, and so he had to go to work, so I was just hanging out in his apartment reading, well, not reading because I couldn't read Japanese, but just looking at the pictures of all the magazines he had at the time. He had a shitload of Young Animal, and then he'd come back and we'd just like play games and stuff. And at the time he was saying how, you know, do you remember back in Sheffield when we watched Berserk? And now here I am in Japan reading the manga. This was in, what, 2000? And he was saying how it's just, he's just caught up on all of it, and it just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. They've just gotten on a boat or something, and they don't seem to be showing any signs of getting off the boat anytime soon. And that was in 2000. It's 21 years later now. Like, what's happened in the meantime? Has anything happened? Because so much happened. So much happened in that golden era, the golden age arc. Because he'd plotted all of that out in advance. I guess he was just making it up after that point. And there seemed to be a lot of filler. I mean, very, very well drawn filler, at least. Mm-hmm. He got off the boat finally, did he? Okay. Glad to see in 21 years of manga he got off the boat. Alright, we've hit a slight snag. The time is currently 10:15. Now I could keep going, but the problem is, if I want to eat anything later, I need to go to the supermarket before it closes at 11. Otherwise it'll come to about, what, midnight? And I won't have anything to eat in the house, which is a problem. So I may have to stop here, go and get some food in. Just do do a little bit more. I mean, I could. She got deep potatoed. What? Finally? Because I know that they'd been teasing that stuff for 20 years, hadn't they? Like, she kept coming back, but like for 3 seconds and then becoming a potato again. So that was just another one of those things that kind of stopped me from reading it. I was like, well, I think he's making this up as he goes along, and I don't think we're ever going to get a resolution to any of this stuff. Like, did you ever find out who the God Hand are? I suppose that stuff was all just up in the air now. You cannot get off the boat. Oh yeah. Royal Space Force aka Wings of Honeymies is one of the best looking movies you can find. It's ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. Instant ramen. You know, I've been a neat for a long time, but I've never had ramen. Well, I have. I had ramen with Maki in Japan, but yeah, I've never had the instant stuff. Yeah, no 24-hour Tesco, sadly. There's a Tesco Express, but it closes at 11. So I think I'm going to have to call it a night here. Go get some food. Alright. Well, thanks for joining me. Is it Thursday today? It is. It's Thursday today. So if it's Friday tomorrow, I guess I'm streaming tomorrow since it's Friday. So see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, I guess go and drink some coffee or something. Thanks for joining me. See you again.